All right. Shalom, shalom. It's Akbayana. This is going to be part two to war before salvation. All right. So we're gonna start out here in the book of James, chapter 4, verse 1.
Okay.
All
Book
right.
of
Whenever you're ready.
James, chapter 4, verse 1. Okay. All right. This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 1. Things to avoid. From whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members?
Come, Salaki. So first things first. The first war you got to deal with as an individual, especially as an Israelite in this truth. You got to deal with the wars that the battles within yourself. That's number one. If you can't conquer your flesh, which is something that definitely goes against you constantly over and repeatedly. It seems like it's impossible to conquer the flesh. But as long as you keep your faith in the Most High, Yahweh, and you follow the principles of Yahweh's teachings, you'll be good. But you got to deal with self first. That's the first part of war. You can't concentrate, you can't focus in this society, seeing all of the abominations being done and avoiding them if you're not thinking about staying straight on a straight and narrow path. Keep going, sis.
Verse 2. Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not,
Come.
because ye ask not.
Con. So the way we go about doing things, first of all, a lot of desires and things that we want are not of the Most High. Some people they live to want to be rich and famous of this in this society, and a lot of our people will try to make us feel like, hey, if you're not a part of this society, you out there, you teaching that Bible, you telling people to repent and return to the Most High and get your life right with God. Hey, you got bills to pay, you got to pay your rent. You got utilities to pay, you got children to take care and stuff like that. It's the Most High that's the one that's keeping us. So when we ask of things, we have to ask of the Most High things, but we have to ask of things that in righteousness. You know, you don't want to ask like you got wicked people in the world. Hey, Most High, make me be the best stripper. I want to be the most successful drug dealer. I want to be the most gangsterist gangster out there. You know, I want to be the most wickedest nigga ever. None of that stuff is something that we should be asking for or seeking. We got to seek the ways of the Most High. That's what we got to focus on. Those are the things we need to ask for. We got to be able to say, hey, I have this now. If I don't have it, later, that's not gonna make me turn from the Most High. Just like Job, he had a lot. The Most High took it from him. He allowed the devil to torment him and things of that nature. And Job never gave up his faith. That's how thorough we got to be. And at the end of the day, the Most High restored back to Job, you know, 2, 3 times of what he had the first time. All right. Keep going. Verse 3, I think you're on.
Yeah. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust.
Come. When it says you ask amiss, it's saying, hey, you going off for the wrong motives. You know, you're not asking for things, as I explained, you're not asking for things that's in righteousness. You dealing with worldly stuff, with your lust, your wicked desires, right? Because in you go in the Old Testament, I'm not gonna put it. You can read in Deuteronomy, I think it's the 26th chapter, where it talks about desiring things. It talks about, you can take your money and you can buy whatever your soul lusts after, but then it names things, of course, your food, your raiment, clothes and things like that. Which you can have those things and desire to want. But in this situation, this lust is talking about wickedness. You know, um, some people they can't wait to get paid so they can just wild out. They have the wildest parties. They can drink till they pass out. They can try every single drug that they can find. They can invest in all forms of wickedness. You know, even people might desire to have other people set up to have harm done to them. That's even a wicked desire you got. In this kingdom, you have this underground society, and I'm pretty sure they have it, above the surface as well, secret little locations where people pay to torture people, big money too, thousands of dollars. That's nothing like that you should desire. And the even sicker thing with that type of lust is people have these sexual releases that they get from doing it. And when I think about that, I'm like, come on, man, like you get off on stabbing somebody. if y'all ever look up white serial killers and stuff, the stranglers, the ones that stab, Khan Agwaf, the purge, people really get off on that. It's like they can't function normally unless they're doing something wicked and sick. And even so much, these type of things, it flows over to our people. That's one thing in Paul's writings he's talking about. Even Peter goes into certain things of that nature, and the prophets in the Old Testament talk about these things, following the other nations. We begin to like and desire the things that they like, and it become pleasing to us. But the Most High wanted to turn away from all that unnaturalness, and this is a huge war within ourselves, man. We get thoughts to do wicked things. We gotta battle those thoughts. We can't allow it to overthrow and overtake us. Keep going, sis. I'm gonna stop at verse 4. Keep going.
Okay. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Come. You beefing with the Most High. You friend with this world, but the Christians say God so loved the world. It's another scripture that you know I'm not gonna say it contradicts because it really doesn't. You just got to understand and what context is the world being used for when you look at John 3:16 as opposed to if we looking in the book of James, the fourth chapter right now. It's not saying the same thing, right? Yahweh Shai said it, I think believe it's in John the ninth chapter. I pray for them, I pray not for the world. So you gotta be on your toes with it. You can't be just thinking, hey, it means this because that's in English. We look at it that way. You gotta look at the mind state of the writers of the scriptures back then. Khan, if you could read this for me real quick, I'll go off. First
What
John, First John
first,
15, First John 2:15.
first John okay,
Down to 17, if you could.
2
Khan,
and 15. First John 2 and 5, you said start at 15?
Khan,
Okay. This is book of First John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the
Khan,
world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever.
Khan. So the ways of this world, this sick society is what the scripture's talking about. It's profits nothing. You know, it's gonna fade away. The Most High gonna do it with all forms of wickedness, and He's gonna establish a new kingdom on this earth. So it ain't gonna be no more this. Hey, I do what I want to do. I may create my own reality. There's a lot of the conscious community folks about people like to say, there's no creating your own reality. Even when you think you're doing that, all you're doing is confirming the scriptures again, because it's not the first time people have done it. And then we know the Most High get those strong delusions to people that just want to follow and go about their way. That's how the Most High does it, right? All right. Jump over to Romans 13 for me out. If you can read that for me, we're gonna read down to verse 14.
Romans 13,
Kind
okay. Verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of God.
Salakia.
kind
Romans 13 and
Thir
11?
13, yeah, Romans 13 and 11.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think he was reading some differences.
Yeah.
13, because I got it on Romans 13. My iPad is doing its own thing.
Kind
Okay. Romans 13. And you said start from 1, right?
No, verse 11.
Oh, verse 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
still like it.
All right. All right. Romans 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Con. And this ain't talking about you physically sleeping, you taking a nap or something of that nature. In your mind, like a lot of our people, they sleeping out here. You know, they like zombies. They just engulfed into what's going on, and they don't care. They don't think it's a big deal. Nah, yeah, America's gonna bounce back. This happened in this country before. Nah, yeah, I ain't worried about it. After a couple of months or so, I'm gonna have my my goodly things of this earth and things of that nature. Everything will go back to where it started at. Nah, this is the final straw. So we got to come out of the matrix. We got to get our minds out of that. We can't be stuck into what's going on and look at it as, oh, this is just a phase. This is what the scriptures have prophesied and told us. There's going to be hard times coming. We seeing it happen in other countries. It's going to spill over here. Don't know exactly when, but we got to keep our eyes open. We got to stay vigilant. Keep going, sis.
Verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Come. We got to do away with that sin nature, and we got to put on that armor of life. It's like the armor of light, which represents the Most High's law, statutes, and commandment. Because that's what's going to keep you. That's what's going to save you. Even in times of war, when our ancestors we went to war, if we wasn't following what the Most High said, we wasn't gonna win them wars. We got slaughtered, got our asses handed to us if we wasn't keeping the commandments. No matter how many weapons we had, how good our archers was, the men with the swords and shield and bucklers, we wasn't prospering in that. Keep going, sis.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying.
Keep going.
Put ye on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
And this goes right back what James was saying, right? We can't make provisions for the flesh. We can't set time to do what we want to do, our own desires. Trying to make these fairy tales and these fantasies come to life, right? We got to focus on what Yahweh was teaching us, and not only just Yahweh, but the prophets before him, because he came and he reminded us. The prophets already taught these things. I'm showing you how to walk a righteous life, and even though it cost him his life, we got to say, hey, if it even costs us our lives, we following the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, and doing what he says. At the end of the day, just like Yahweh was resurrected back to life, so that can happen for us as well. So that's the first part of the war we got to deal with is within ourselves. Once we get that, then it's like, everything else should come smoother to us. But it is a challenge. It's not a 1, 2, 3, ABC type thing. We gotta be eyes open all the time. And I mean eyes, I mean our mind. You gotta have your mind open. When you hear things, when you see stuff, you gotta understand what's going on. And a lot of our people now don't even understand what's going on in these other countries and why it's happening. You know, our people are praying for our enemies to be delivered out of their pain and suffering, and don't even realize the Most High is doing this to redeem us out of this captivity, which is it's just crazy. We don't realize that. And in the midst of these things going on, we still got people, and I'm not saying don't work and do nothing. We still got people trying to reach the highest of the heights and to be figures in this kingdom. You know, we shouldn't want to set up shop and try to be figures in this kingdom. You got your business, you got your job, you living, you got your house, you got your family. Okay, cool. Take care of them, do what you got to do. But we don't need to join with the politicians in this place. We don't need to try to be celebrities, which they use to deceive a lot of our people. Is these celebrities? They get us twisted up real easy, and a lot of our children, so easily influenced by the musicians and all of that stuff. That's all this making provisions for the flesh. And whatever desire a woman might have to do, she set herself on high. She wants to be the greatest OnlyFans model. And you got a lot of them sisters coming out now talking about how it destroyed their life. You become extremely undesirable. But when you tell people things, especially when you come from the Bible, oh man, don't talk about don't talk about the Bible to anybody. It's like the worst thing you can do. It's like you spit in somebody's face when you bring up the scriptures. They tell you God didn't tell you that. God ain't say that to you. The Most High speak to us through the scriptures. You know, it's better to just say, "Hey, I don't know that. I never heard that before. I used to go to church, but the pastor never spoke about these things." Than you just saying, "Hey, well, yeah, not my God. My God ain't say that." Come out, Moses. That's like one of the number one things people say. Not my God. Like you have your own personal God. No. There's only one. Yeah, the other nations have their idols, the dumb idols that they follow with their own vain imaginations. With the vain imaginations, that's what start these different type of lust and desires in your life. We got to control our minds, our thought process and things. We got to come out the ways of this society and stop thinking that these things is cool and this is what we need to be doing. The end goal for everybody should be to make it to the kingdom of heaven. Though we know not all of us are going to make it, but that needs to be the end goal, and not trying to sit up here and be a public figure for this modern day society, right? I think I had you put up Mark 8 up. If you can grab that for me, all right. If you can read this for me, sis.
Okay. Start from the beginning.
Start at verse 36.
Okay. This is the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
There go right there. What are you gonna gain? What do you get? You gaining the whole world. Everybody loves you. You the hottest new artist out there. You on top. Number one, 10 weeks in a row. What are you really getting? Are you getting a lot of fake love from people? Because if you wasn't that person that you represent yourself to be in that type of industry, people wouldn't pay attention to you. They wouldn't even care about you.
Mm-hmm.
But as a child of the Most High Yahweh, the Most High loves you, and you got to realize that. So all of these rap artists and stuff, and I'm speaking towards our people, the Israelites. I'm not speaking towards the other nations with this. The Most High care about you. If He didn't, the Most High wouldn't take you through the fire of adversity to try to get you right. He show you, look, you need me. Yeah, you got your money, which is a lot of people today. That's their main focus is money. As long as I got what I need, I don't need the Most High. Maybe if I fall down and break a leg or break my neck or end up with a terminal illness, then I'll remember the Most High. But till then, I'm gonna ball out and do my thing, which is just stupid and evil. Keep going, sis.
Wait, Salakia.
Sure.
This is also in reference to the prodigal son, how he left his father's house and went out and had gained all these friends, and he wined and dined, they did all that stuff, and then once he lost all his money, they left him.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what he did. He tried to gain the whole world, lost his soul, and then lost all his money and had nothing, and they all left him.
God. Then he had to go back to his father. Just like we got to go back to the Most High Yahweh. That's excellent point to bring out there about the prodigal son. Beautiful story. He had to go back to his father. So in retrospect, when we fall down, and the Most High want us to, sometimes the Most High allows us to fall flat on our faces. He wants us to come back to Him. That's why He allows us to go through these things. So we got to get back up on our feet, and return to the Father. Keep going, sis.
Verse 37. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Kind of. We know a lot of the celebrities. They kill family members. They kill friends. They kill their own children. Strangers. They don't care anything. They even risk their own lives because a lot of time they end up dead themselves. They know all the work that they done put together and done. Somebody else reaping the benefits of their labor. Keep going, sis.
Verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
Come. So Yahweh Shai coming, man. You ashamed of the Father? You ashamed of Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ? You ain't got nothing good coming to you. Nothing. Ain't gonna be no salvation for you. I've heard people use profanity and then trying to use the Most High's name and the Son's name, which I'm not definitely not gonna repeat that, but I've heard people do that. Face to face out there teaching on the highways and byways. I've seen it, and it's like you condemning yourself, brother. You condemning yourself, sister, and they get mad because you telling them what the scriptures say, and it's my God ain't like that. My pastor never told me this. Well, maybe you need to question your pastor. And we come out the Old Testament just as much as we come out the New Testament. It's not a thing of we just stick in one particular book or one section. We use the whole book, everything from Genesis to Revelations, and we show our people. And it's in times of old how we went off. The Most High dealt with us. When we got back in line, the Most High set us back up. So that's why this right now is a time where we got to get set back up. But these are the final straws that we're dealing with. So we got to be right. We can't fall into this, as verse 38 says, and this adulterous and sinful generation. And it's using that term adulterous, not just in a sexual violation in marriage, but also dealing with idolatry. Because remember, we married to the Most High. We considered having a covenant with Yahweh. So when we go off, we breaking that covenant. We dealing with idols and other gods, and the Most High don't like that. The Most High wants us to do it His way, because that's the only way it's going to work. No other way we think to do for ourselves is going to prosper ever, right? And it says this generation because we reached to a time to where it's never been this wicked in the existence of humanity. It's even worse than when it was in Noah's day right now. You know, it's worse than the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. It was just them in a certain section. You had other people running, but in that certain section, they had it set up perfectly. It's worse than that. You know, they both repented. Eve repented, Adam repented, and we got to do the same things. Uh, go to Isaiah. I think I told you Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. I'm gonna let you read this down from verse 1 to verse 15. And I want those that's viewing this and I'm listening to this to really get the message in here what the Most High is doing in the book of Isaiah right here.
Isaiah 10.
Isaiah, chapter 10, start at verse 1.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from afar? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory?
Let me just say this real quick. That's a deep statement that's being made right here by the prophet Isaiah, right? Who you going to go to for help? And this is talking to the nation of Israel. This ain't talking to everybody. Who are we going to go to for help?
They're gonna call on the Lord. That same Lord that they was disrespecting.
Exactly. But the Most High ain't gonna hear him. Most High gonna pull you through something, and then maybe He might, forgive you and let it be. But it ain't gonna just happen that easy, just because you call on the Most High. Slocky, but keep going.
Verse 4. Without me, they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge, to take the spoil, and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doeth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. For he saith, are not my princes altogether kings? Is it not Carno as Carchemish? Is not Hamath as Arpad? Is not Samaria as Damascus? As my hand have found the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did excel them, of Jerusalem and Samaria. Shall I not, as I have done unto Samaria and her idols, so do to Jerusalem and her idols? Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom. For I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. And my hand hath found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peeped. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up, or as it, the staff, should lift up itself, as if it were no wood.
Come, right? Just go back to verse 12 real quick for me out. I think it's 12. It's like verse 11, verse 11. All right. So it says, shall I not, as I have done unto Samaria and their idols, it's like in her idols, so do to Jerusalem and her idols, right? So the same way the Most High feels about idols in general, especially with other nations, because there's times where we would go on and take over a land and we would tear all their idols down. It's the same way the Most High did with us as the Israelites in Jerusalem. That's our major city, right? That's the holy city right there. So we got to keep in mind, just because you the chosen, just because you're Israelite, it don't mean the Most High not gonna punish you or deal with you. And you can't copy the other nations what they do, because that's not given to us to do that. You know, the Most High even say he gave the other nation those idols. He allowed them to do that. You know, verse 12, it says, wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord had performed his work, it's like his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks, right? So early in this scripture, it's telling you the Most High is using the Assyrians to punish the Israelites. Just go up a little bit up. I think it's I don't know if it's verse. Come,
Verse
read that verse 5 for me, sis.
Verse 5, okay. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation.
So the Most High used the Assyrians to punish us. He used different nations to punish us. Anytime he put a nation in power over Israel, he's using them to judge us, to deal with us. And he ain't doing that, in a nice way. He's letting the nations have their way with us. So when we see things like this going down and we falling off, and we can tell from the scriptures, even now today, we got all the other nations over us. Though, the so-called Caucasians, the nation of the Edomites is ruling, we know the Most High got them there to punish us. As soon as you get out of line in this kingdom, your ass going to jail. You get in prison time. Most of the time you don't get cut no slack. It's merciless. The Most High used the Assyrians here to deal with us. And as you go down, I think it was verse 13. If you start down to verse 13 for me, I think it was 13. Or was that 12? It might be 12. Con, it was 12. Right? So when we get back in order, read verse 12 for me. Read verse for me, sis.
Okay. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord have performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks.
Come. So once we get back in order, and this is something that's historically already happened, we get back get back on track. The Most High deals with that nation that He put over us to punish us. Right? That's a loving power. Hey, I'm gonna let these other nations have their way with you right now, but Israel, y'all come back to me. I'm gonna deal with that nation that's ruling over you now. I'm gonna put y'all back on high. Just look at now. The Edomites is ruling over us, and we know the Most High got a swift judgment for them, vicious judgment. It seemed like it's taking so long and forever to come, but best believe, the Most High is cooking it up, and it's already told in the scriptures what the Most High is going to do. So we already see it in the scriptures before it even happens. We know how it's going to go down, how it's going to play out. You had something up?
Khan, yeah. Just to go with, I actually like this story.
Con.
Just reading in verse 5, O
Mhm.
Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. How he's using the Assyrians
Mhm.
to punish the children of Israel. And we see that all throughout the scriptures,
Con.
when he sends the children of Israel into captivity. Um, Proverbs 16:4 tells us the Lord hath made all things for himself. Yes, even the wicked for his day of evil.
Con.
And when we read here, Assyrian is the wicked that he's using to punish the children of Israel for their wickedness. And then if we go a little bit further into Psalm 17, it says, Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Con.
And clearly we see here in
Mhm.
Isaiah 10:5, the Assyrians is the sword of the Lord, and he's using his sword, which is the wicked, to punish the children of Israel.
Con. Con. Exactly. Right. I think we went over there's another scripture about the Most High having Esau as a sword as well.
Mhm.
He's all, like I said, he used all the nations as a sword against us when we go off. When we doing right, we ain't got to worry about it. And the other nations know this. It's not a secret. We the only people on the face of the earth that don't get this. Like, why we keep going through these captivities? Why we gotta have everybody rule over us? Why we such on the bottom? Even when you think our people are on top. Look at this stuff going on with Diddy. And I don't like to entertain the famous people in this world, our people that's into this type of these industries and stuff. But the man got money, he had fame, you know, everything laid out for him. But now look how look what he's going through. All that for nothing. For what should a man gain? What should a man gain? He
Mhm.
get the whole world and lose his own soul, which is pretty much going on with him.
Mhm.
And if he had any sense, he would definitely drop to his knees nonstop and beg and plead with the Most High. That's what he should do. Seek out the Father. I don't know the extent of what the brother has done in his life. But what you can imagine. What's being said and things. And we know people in these industries. They do some wild, crazy things. It's like a rite of passage to be a part of that type of society. You got to do wild things. Same thing with Satan tried to deceive Yahushua. The devil tried to get to Yahushua, and Yahushua used the scriptures as what we have to do to fight this spiritual battle, because that's exactly what this is, a spiritual war. You know, these other nations in these other countries, they don't even understand why they fighting each other. Why do I hate you? Why I don't like you? Because at one point all these nations was confederate against Israel. That they came together to conspire against us to keep our identity from us. You know, and they would go back and forth and fight. If somebody crossed the line or something. But now it's like out of nowhere, thin air. This one is attacking that one. This one coming back shooting missiles at this one. This one is teamed up with this country. This one is making plans to link up and train to go do this. The Most High is definitely orchestrating this war, and there's some things going behind the scenes you can't see with the naked eye. That's why you gotta understand the scriptures. You got to. If pastors ain't running this down to the people, and I know a lot of pastors probably don't even touch none of these scriptures. Anything to do with the Old Testament is they like nitpick at it a little bit. Like you just barely comb your hair to one side, just to make it look a little neat. They don't want to look too perfect. They might just look a little nice. You know, I ain't gonna wash my face. I'm gonna just dab the corners of my mouth a little bit. Walk out here looking messy still. I ain't really trying to brush up and be too sharp. You know, I'm gonna just do the extreme bare minimum. Let the people just hear something to make them feel good. But these are the things that the churches need to talk about. This stuff going on, you shouldn't have a church congregation praying for the Ukrainians. You shouldn't be out there praying for the Ukrainians. You damn sure shouldn't have church people and the black people in the church praying for these Israelis, these fake Jews, these identity stealers. Damn sure shouldn't have that. If our people knew the history, even the present day status of these people, what they've been doing for all of these years, and they really understood it, they wouldn't be praying for these people. They wouldn't do it. But because their pride won't allow them to accept some people are just wicked. Yeah, you got Israelites that are wicked and gone off. Yeah, we've done it. But we haven't done it because this is how we are in nature. We've done it because we've learned from other people how to do these things. This is how we've fallen off as a nation. And this is why the Most High has always warned us, don't learn the way of the heathens. Stay away from the lifestyle of these other nations. Period. Don't do it. Don't envy the oppressor and choose any of his ways. You know, what you need blonde hair for? What you need your eyes to be blue for? Those are not even good genetics or genes according to the scriptures. Nothing about that is good. Why you need skin bleach to make yourself look lighter? If you already a light skinned Negro, hey, be happy with that. If you black as coal, be happy with that. If you butter pecan, you brown skin, be happy with it. Be glad, man. We shouldn't alter ourselves to try to fit what society accepts. And it's not that they accept it. They just know, hey, if I can make these people come down low as me and come down to my level, hey, I manipulation, I get them to do anything I want to do. I make them not love themselves. If you don't love yourself when you look in the mirror, you're not gonna love nothing or nobody to look like you. And that's the one huge spiritual war going on with black people in America. A huge war, huge, like gigantic. The women don't respect the men, and if you was to talk to them and try to find out why, it's all based on modern society. Society says a man have to have this. Society says a man has to do this. If the man ain't doing this and doing that, he's not a man. He's discredited completely. But the Most High ain't looking at none of that riches or wealth and stuff that you got. And even when you do have money as a man, as an Israelite man, as a black man, so-called black man, the women still don't respect you. They just say, hey, we're gonna have a little sexual fun for now, and when your dollars run out, I'm gonna go ahead to the next highest bidder. I'm gonna do that, and that's been like one of the most evil, wickedest things. That's why Yahushua talk about the adulterous generation. It's wicked. Sexual perversion is a sin far beyond the average thing you could do. You're destroying your temple. Man, we can destroy our temple too. Especially if we not doing things in order. But definitely our sisters should not want to invite too many spirits into their temples. It makes you go crazy, make you not even think right, and it makes you undesirable as a woman when you just so loose with your body. Nobody loves you, nobody cares about you. You get talked about bad. People just know, hey, this is the sister that you can have your way with, and none of that is honorable to the Most High at all. But again, it's a spirit, and it's a spirit that's worn inside our sisters. It's a spirit that's worn inside of our brothers, and that's the battle we got to come out of. When you want to come out the victor, you don't never want your vain imaginations, these illusions that you have, and overthrow you and cause you to just err and go off and do whatever. Never want to just be free out there in the world like that, right? Um, let me get Exodus 15:3, and let me get Psalms 144:1. Right? We got to understand the Most High Yahweh as the scriptures say, right? If you can read that for me, sis. It's gonna be Exodus 15:3, and
Okay.
then we're gonna jump into the Psalms. You can start at verse 1 on Psalms. Okay,
Okay.
right?
We in Exodus first.
Kind of
Okay.
Exodus 15:3.
Okay. Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
And I'm not going to go into no Hebrew right now, but if we was looking at a actual scroll with this written down, you won't see the word Lord there. But I'll keep it simple. It's telling you that the Most High is a man of war, right? Now, being a man of war don't mean you always fighting. You always being in conflict. There's different stages and levels to war. You know, you got to know if the Most High got to punish somebody and got to do something and got to judge a nation, He's going to do it. Always, all in His time. Read verse 4 for me, sis.
Pharaoh's chariots and his hosts have he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea.
Come. So the Most High, through using Moses, he drowned the soldiers of the Egyptians, drowned them with their chariots and their horses right in the Red Sea, and they died, right? And we say the Most High God loves everybody. God don't have no chosen people. Then I wonder why did he do that to them Egyptians then? Why was the Egyptians beating the Israelites and we was building up their kingdom? And he just so happened to come free us through Moses. And then when they came to pursue us after they let us go, he drowned them suckers in the water, right? And it's evident they've actually found pieces of these chariots over there in the Red Sea. It's not a lie. You know, Mr. White Man always tries to make the Bible seem like the Bible's just some fictional book. Oh, it's about unicorns and rainbows and butterflies and leprechauns and things like that. You know, always trying to do things like that to the scriptures. Though they say this is a Bible believing country, this is a God fearing country. They say in God we trust, but we know they're not talking about the God of the Bible. Their God is Satan, right?
Can I say something?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
They real funny because when you go to the court of law, they want to put that Bible up in your face. So I'm gonna raise your right hand, and they the biggest lie.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that because in those court systems, they use a lot of witchcraft and sorcery to deceive you. The biggest way they do it, they use different languages to explain laws to you. So you can agree to something thinking that you understand what they're talking about. And in Latin, this means that. Or in Greek, it means this. You know, in Spanish, the word means that. It's saying this, you know. And you be thinking, hey, I'm about to get off, 50 years. What? You be stuck and confounded. Right? That's why the scriptures tell us, man, don't be ignorant of any matter, small or great. We got to know something about everything. You got to know who your enemies are. David told Solomon that. Don't forget. Remember, they my enemies. Don't forget that. It's extremely important, right? But the Most High didn't forget what happened, what was going on with our people in Egypt. The Most High he was dealing with them, right? The Most High made sure. Okay.
I had one more thing.
Okay,
also, it's real funny that if you go to the court to get married and they got that Bible and that one person, you say the vow, but you need a license. We need to go to them for us to get a license from them. But you need the Bible, you need God, the Word of God to tell you that he for him to bless it. What we need God for? You tell us we need your license or we not married. No, God said we are. So they like to twist up everything, and people really believe that. Oh, you ain't married unless you got that certificate from the white man. And it wasn't like that. And when he walked the earth. So I don't know. People just dumb.
Exactly. And that whole marriage license, permission stuff, all that go back to slavery, man. They would, give us permission to marry. Hey, you can have this woman, and then the slave master would go sleep with her. He would try your wife out. Just think of how sick that is. Try
so
your wife out before you get her.
Anyway.
Yeah, they don't care. So you can't even look at this nation as like, all right, well, they're a nation to be respected. Nothing about them says that, man. And the Bible says there's nobody more perverted than the Edomites. No, they number one on the charts with it. Just like the hottest song on the charts. Esau is the most vile nation on number one on the charts again for the next 100 years in a row. Esau, you're killing them with your sickness, man. How do you do it? Well, it's our nature to just be abominable, Shout out to all the Edomite nations. That's how it is with them, man. That's what they do. No, you can't out wicked Esau, man.
They
Just
break the same rules that they make.
yeah,
It's like you got to really think about that.
God,
What you make them for?
man,
For us, to oppress us. But they break it. Oh, we made it so we could do that. Oh,
God,
okay.
They they break every treaty they make too, like with the Native Indians. They
You can't
they
trust them.
they had
Hmm.
Thanksgiving and peace and all this stuff, and then they turned around and snaked them.
Hmm.
God. That's their style, man. But it say never trust thy enemies. Right?
Hmm.
That's one thing. We got too comfortable over here. That's what happened with our people. Yeah, we was beaten into submission, and as tell you in the Willie Lynch laws, how they beat us into submission, and then it just passed down from generation to generation. We just automatically just started doing what we supposed to do in fear. And then the strong men of us, they would take advantage of the strong men in front of his family, defile him. You know, some men they would castrate. But
Hmm.
we gotta remember, and all these things is happening because we've been a disobedient nation. This is not happening to any other nation but our people. You know, some people like to say, well, black people had slaves and stuff like that. Africans had slaves. Yeah, they did, but they're warned against within their own nation against themselves. We ain't
Hmm.
got nothing to do with that.
They didn't take no white people as slaves.
Nope. Hey,
So we can't
they
talk
sure
about
didn't.
that.
Kind of all they little civil wars they be having in these different African countries. They give Mr. White Man gold and diamonds just to get guns, just to go kill each other, and then hey, I'm the new the leader of this country. The next militia rise up, the next group, what they call the next set of rebels rise up. They kill that set of rebels that was before them. Then they the new people in charge. All that stuff. We not supposed to be like that. The only time we went against each other with the tribes is when the Most High say, "Hey, these tribes, your people are going off. These sons are going off." He raise up a judge, raise up somebody of the nation of Israel to go deal with them, and to show the rest of Israel, look, the Most High love us, but you cut up. Hey, I'm gonna send the tribe of Benjamin to go deal with you, or I send the tribe of Ephraim to go deal with you. They're gonna visit you because I'm telling them to do this, right?
Hmm.
But keep going. I'm a matter of fact, Salaki. Let's jump over to Psalms 144.
Okay. 144.
And then I only got a few more after this.
Verse what?
Start at verse 1.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 144, prayer for rescue and prosperity. Verse 1. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
Oh, keep going. Read verse 2.
My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me.
Come. So the Most High set up a leader amongst Israel. The Most High makes sure everybody submits to that leader. And when David was king, they didn't cross David. When Saul was king, people didn't cross Saul. Any king, any ruler we had, and when it was time for that person to no longer be a leader, no longer be in charge, the king over Israel, the Most High saying to him, they was done away with. Whether it just be they got too old or they just died natural death or they was being wicked and the Most High allowed somebody to rise up and take them out. Different ways the Most High deal with this. But it says the Most High is the one that taught our hands to war. So that's telling you as Israelites, we're natural fighters. We didn't go to battles with just our hands raised up in the air. Uh, uh, get him, Most High, get him, Most High. No, we had to pick up shields and swords, and we would slice our enemies down. As long as we been obedient to the Most High, He made sure we won them battles. When we took
Mm-hmm.
the land of Canaan over, we didn't go in there and go in there with a daggone credit card. Our women didn't go over in the land of Canaan twerking, talking about some, hey Canaanites, look at this thing. You know, we trying to let's get that. We trying to get this land. What you trying to do? We ain't do nothing like that. We meant business, man. We was serious.
Imagine that.
Oh man, I wouldn't want to, man. You know,
Oh my
I would have
goodness.
to close my eyes just to see them. Them sisters would probably just turn to dust if our women was
Mhm.
like that, man. And our men wasn't out there, man. Look, man, I give you 3 keys and a pound of weed, man. If you just give us Canaan, we wasn't doing that. Nah, we didn't roll like that.
Mm-mm.
The Most High said it was going to be our land, and the Most High made sure we got the land. But one of the good things was, and the beautiful things about that story is, Rahab the harlot, she looked out for the 2 brothers that were spies, and her doing us a good deed, the good deed got returned to her. Herself and her family, they were safe from that slaughter. Cause them Canaanites knew we was coming to tear some stuff up. And no, our faith was high because the Most High was with us until the time where we fell off and we fell to those seducing spirits. We started doing the ways of the other nations again, and then the Most High had to go ahead and punish us. Right?
Now our sisters are hellbound harlots.
Yeah, they want to do that. If our sisters understood how wicked whoredom is and what they literally doing to their bodies when they just free to give themselves away to any man and do whatever, they wouldn't do it, man. They would not really. They wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
Might have a few that test the waters as Israel did, but on a higher scale, you wouldn't have a more higher scale of harlots doing it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Imagine, uh, uh, let's say the Most High was to return and send Yahweh back.
Mhm.
Yahweh go visit one of these strip clubs or one of these porno theaters or whatever, and you see these women being brought out, and all of us that's in line with the Most High, we all got our stones, I got our rocks and stones. You know how many people would at that moment change their mind about the lifestyle they would live?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
and things like this have not necessarily that, but things in the past, people will see other people being punished for doing certain sins, and then it'll make them think twice about it. You know what? Oh, I gotta straighten up. I can't live like this.
Mhm.
So if you would just see women do that, young girls seeing them how those women get punished, they wouldn't want to be whores no more. Oh no, oh, ain't them the such and such girl
Mhm.
that was? Oh, never mind. Shoot, I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. Then they'll scream for righteousness. They'll seek
Mhm.
it, nonstop. And the fact that we don't get punished right now, we're not seeing
Mhm.
these judgments come on ourselves right now. We feel so free to do what the hell we want to do. We just gone with the wind.
It's
We
glorified right
yeah,
now.
and that's what society's doing. That's why it's such a war within yourself to stay on
Mhm.
track. You know, a lot of these people that's in these type of businesses, like they wear their crosses, though we don't subscribe to that as Israelites. We're not into the cross bearing and all that stuff because the meaning of it has been destroyed from what the scriptures are really saying about it. You know, having a cross, that's a form of capital punishment. That wasn't nothing nice. That wasn't a nice thing for your house to be put on the cross. It was good that he did it to save us, but in general, just the thought of being put on the cross and to suffer like that, that's nothing nice about that. That type of death.
Mhm.
That's worse than getting stabbed or shot. Way worse
Mhm.
because you probably didn't die right away. You could be
Right.
sitting up there for hours just hanging there.
That's the part that's bad.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
suffered. He suffered.
come.
You want instant death, you know. At least that's the
Yeah,
way I want to go instantly. Suffering is like
come.
but so
Take
much.
take me in my sleep, man. I don't want no terminal illnesses or nothing. If it be the Most High's will for me, not.
Hmm.
But we all got to go according to the Most High's will. All right. But let me get Jeremiah. I'm gonna give you these next few ones. I'm around Jeremiah 51 verse 20. And then the Apocrypha Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2 and 5.
Mine. 1 and 20. Okay.
Sirach what?
Sirach 2 and 5. All right, if you can read that for me, sis.
Jeremiah 51 first, right?
Come.
Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Keep going.
And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
Come on. Keep going, sis.
With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
Come on. That's going into those younger children. You know, Most High ain't no respected person for real. Like if if you against the Most High, you're against His people. The Most High coming for you, right? You ain't got nothing good coming for you. The Most High is telling us in that verse 20, He chose us to be His armor in these wars and these battles. The Most High say, hey, these are my people. Look, I want y'all to have this. I want y'all to do this. We carry it out. Ain't no question in the Most High. When David was in rulership, the Most High sent him against a nation. David did it flawlessly, man. The Most High had to, cry out to David. Look, okay, that's good. Stop. You done enough, man. He had to stop David. All right, that's enough blood, David. Okay, cool. You done what I said. Job well done. Right. Um, Go back to verse 22. You can read 22 and 23 together.
Okay, verse 22. Okay. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Come. Right. So with the Israelites, with us, because in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna be the rulers. Right. This was back at a time when the Most High was trying to keep us, always on the straight path, always reminding us through the prophets and through the judges. Look, Israel, you're gone off. Look, I chose y'all. Look, y'all, come on, y'all making me look bad now. Because even today, I know from the lesson I queued there earlier, I've heard Muslims say, well, you know what, y'all went off, y'all broke the covenant of y'all God, man. God mad with y'all. They understand why we in this condition, why we are now. They know it ain't a secret. It's just us that are so stubborn just to accept it, man. Just to accept it. We rather love everybody but ourselves. We put everybody before us. You know, I've seen, back in my high school days, I've seen black dudes with white male friends. The white friend will call another black dude a nigga or something, and then the black dude that's his friend will find it funny. You know,
Hmm.
I'm cut from a completely different cloth, man. I ain't into none of that.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's you calling me a nigga or not. You call another brother a nigga, you gonna have to deal with me. You know, I kind of got sent home a few times, but hey, I don't care. I stand my ground, man. So I don't care. I ain't playing none of that, man. But that's how we gotta be with our people. The same energy we have, the way we with other nations, and we doing it because we don't see the value in ourselves. That's how beaten down we are as a nation. That's how torn our spirits are. We think that we're so low. We think we're supposed to live like the way we live. Nobody living like this but us. Every nation might have some poor people, but even within those nations, they still have help, some form of help. You know, you go away into China, you go into Russia, you go to Cuba. They have some form of help. They have an actual country that's there for them. No, we don't have a country at the moment where we can go to our leaders for help. Our leaders that's in this country right now, they're not for our benefit. They figuring out how to get their own private jet. Hey, I'm trying to buy me a little private island or at least go chill on one for a couple of weeks or something with my family. They're all about self. We can't be selfish. And all of these are those evil spirits that just overtake us and engulf us, man. It's like a huge cloud of smoke in our brains, man. And a lot of us, we just succumb to it. We just throw in the towel and give up. We don't consider that we might be somebody special. We don't consider, hey, if I help a brother out, maybe in my older days he might help me out. You know, we so at war with one another. That's the huge that's the biggest war we have is with each other. Besides internally, we have it with each other. We always look for reasons to fight each other. We always look for reasons to not like each other, especially our sisters, man. You couldn't put a bunch of sisters in the room, sisters in the truth. I ain't just talking about worldly sisters; they go off too, but definitely sisters in the truth. You couldn't put a bunch of them in a room together, and they really conversate nice and peacefully. They will find something to argue about, some reason not to like each other. As opposed to brothers, you put a bunch of us in the room, even if we don't agree on certain doctrine and stuff, we'll just walk away and not deal with each other. You know, or of course, if a brother, get physical, we gonna defend ourselves. But besides that, you have little to non-existence of that. There's brothers that might debate this camp, debate that camp. That camp don't agree with this camp, but it don't go the way our sisters do each other. And it's so hard to get our sisters to speak to each other. They don't really want to talk to one another because it's such a competitive spirit within themselves. They got to be the one that has the best dress on, the nicest skirt. Her husband is the best of this, you know, or her children are the greatest. As men, as brothers in this walk, we don't do that stuff, man. That's not even a part of us to live like that. And it's so messy because other people outside of us, knowing who we are, knowing what we're supposed to represent, they laugh at us, man. It's a joke to every nation. We're definitely a damn laughing stock out here. There is nothing about us that other nations see as far as how we deal with each other that they like. They'll take all of the talents and gifts and things we do. They want to sing like us, dress like us, dance like us, rap like us, cook like us. They want to do everything like us. But as far as the treatment of ourselves, you know, they outshining us with that. You couldn't a brother couldn't go against an Arab dude and the whole neighborhood don't jump on his ass. You know, let a white dude today, a group of white dudes jump on a brother and see how much of these bad gangster Negroes come out there, pistol toting and shooting and busting caps at niggas. Let that happen. That's almost non-existence. And I'm not saying nobody wouldn't help anybody, but it's like a real less chance of that happening because we so much in fear of what's gonna happen to us. We ain't considering nobody else. You know, it's a I got mine, you get yours. When these white folks in other nations come over here with nothing from other countries, nothing, they get these nice loans. They buy this property, open restaurants and grocery stores and things like that, and they flourish. Let a bunch of brothers, try to come together, put some funds together just to run a dag apartment, even if it's $2 a month. Niggas ain't gonna scrub 2 quarters together for nothing because then it's going to be a battle about what. Hey, it was my idea. Look, I'm the head of this. I'm in charge. I'm running this. It's always confusion there. As opposed to when you have a lot of the Hispanic brothers and sisters, they come together. They work on these construction sites. Hey Julio, where's suppose hey man, look, I see this nice place for rent. We can put some money together and get it, man. Your family, my family, we save our money. We start buying houses, and they do that. And if they do have conflicts, they have ways to resolve it, man. That's a bad thing with us. We never try to work towards resolving anything. And that's something that the Most High hates in us. It's in the laws that we're not supposed to bear grudges against one another. We got to forgive each other and we got to let all that garbage and whatever is going on, we got to let it go. We can't let it keep us down, right? But not to jump off topic, but the Most High definitely chose us to be His arm. And I think it was last week somebody brought up a scripture in Jeremiah. I believe it was in Jeremiah, where the Most High is going to use us. First we're going to be the fishers, then we're going to be the hunters. Some of us going to get these spiritual powers. We're going to be out there doing our thing, man. And people are going to see it, and they're going to fear, and they're gonna want to bow down to us and worship us and worship the Most High Yahweh, our power. Just like in the old days, nations will recognize, look, Israel, y'all have the true living power. These idols ain't nothing. Their God is the real God. You know, um, what else I got? Let me get Isaiah 48, verse 10.
Did you want the do the Sirach one?
Oh, Salaki, yeah, get Sirach, and then you can go to Isaiah.
Sirach 2 and 5.
Come,
Mhm. Right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5. Well, gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable acceptable men in the furnace of an adverse. Well, let me see.
adversity. It should say
Adversity.
adversity. Yeah,
Oh, okay, adversity.
yeah.
All right.
They put the U's
Mhm.
there in the 1611.
Okay.
Keep going.
Let's see, make it bigger. Okay. Verse 6. Bellow you in him,
Believe.
I suppose
believe.
believe.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
you did
When you
just
see
say
those,
that, right?
yeah, when you see those U's, they B's.
Okay, okay, believe in him, and he will help thee order thy way, all right, and trust in him. All right, and trust in him. These words are small. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now, just in general, the book that's why I'm reading it on this phone. Okay. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee order thy way aright, and trust in him. Keep reading.
Come, keep going.
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Come. So wait for the Most High. Don't go do your own thing. Right? Those things might be bad, and I've been in situations. And I put this out there. I was in a situation where I owed $16,000 in rent. Didn't know how the hell I was gonna pay that. I had got an injury. I got at the hospital, had surgery. You know what was going on. The Most High came through for me, and I had to keep my faith. And it was stressful. I ain't gonna lie. It was real rough. But when that relief came, it was just like a great weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And I had to remember. That reminded me, man. We always gotta wait on the Most High, because me and my family could have been put out, but it was the Most High that kept us, man. And it's all keeping his commandments. You know, sharing His word and His goodness with other people. That's what we got to do. And when I say other people, I mean our people is our nation. And if the other nations ask questions, of course you can answer their questions. They got to know eventually one day they're gonna be served in the kingdom. So they can get it now and they can get it later. But it's times you're gonna go through some hard times. Like our sisters, they might not have the best of quality of life, but the main thing they go do is turn to all forms of whoredom. You gotta wait on the Most High Yahweh. Don't go out there selling your body. Well, I got a baby, and my child don't have this and don't have that, and a lot of that stuff stems from the mother wanting the child to have all the most expensive, fancy stuff, all the rudiments of this world. My child got to be in the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci and the Prada and the Fendi, all whatever new expensive stuff is out there. I stopped keeping up with that stuff for a long time now. With all this expensive stuff, that's one thing that put people in a lot of binds. Just get your necessities. You got clean clothes on. You coordinating. You got some decent shoes on your feet, no socks, whatever. We shouldn't be worried and caught up about all this extra stuff. That's one thing that do put us in a lot of positions. And in the world, I was a person. I like nice things. There's nothing wrong with having something nice, but I became too excessive with things, and I started noticing, dang, you know what, dang, I never had money to do this, never had money to do that. But I was dressing nice, I was looking good. I bought the most expensive liquors you could think of. I go to a bar, I ain't spending nothing less than $40 on one drink. Next thing you know, hey, you ain't got a dime to your name. So we got to have patience when it comes to the Most High. The Most High knows exactly when you need to get that relief. He know exactly. The Most High ain't slow for nothing, right? When the Most High does free you of your burdens and lift that weight off your shoulder, you're seeing you feel exactly how it is, and you're gonna know it ain't nothing to worry about out here, man. Don't let nothing stress you out. That's what the enemy wants us to do. This kingdom wants you to stress the hell out. They want you to stress out till you pass out, till you die, right? This kingdom don't want you to live as a brothers and sisters, man. They can't wait till you die. You know, it's just like it's like a victory for them. Like we got another one. You know, we deter more of the Most High children away from His word. You know, but you're gonna be thrown curveballs. We read a few things like that a little earlier, but you're gonna be thrown curveballs. It's gonna seem like no relief is gonna come to you, but you can't make those provisions for the flesh. You can't try to go out here and to fulfill these mental desires, these things, these illusions that you have in your mind. You can't just try to. "Yeah, I want to be the greatest wicked person ever." You know, we got to leave that stuff to the other nations, and we can't have the other nations outshining us and what we're supposed to be doing. That's embarrassing. You know, that's straight up embarrassing, and we should be ashamed of ourselves if we allow those things to happen to us. We got to be the people that's more like, no brother, no sister. It's wrong. We shouldn't live like this. We shouldn't do that. And if they don't listen, the Most High send that evil messenger to them. That's in Proverbs. But that's the thing. Keep going, sis. If you reading, sis, I think your mic is muted.
Okay, verse 7.
Come.
Mr. Rob. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail.
Keep going.
Need to move it up some. Okay. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded?
Come. So did any of our ancestors trust in the Most High Yahweh and nothing good happened? They didn't get nothing good out of it? No, none of them were confounded. The people that make mockery of us and don't see the benefit of honoring the Most High Yahweh and literally doing what the Bible says to do, not following motivational speaker every Sunday, give me your money and you go homeless and hungry. Not that type of a fool and idiot. Some of them sisters that's claiming that they pastors and they leading these churches, but they leading people astray. Not that type of foolishness. None of our ancestors ever trusted in the Most High and it failed them. It always succeeded, right? Always 100% no fail. And the opposite, if we didn't, then we did fall. But so I could keep going.
Or did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Come. None, right? You fear that there says the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. But despise fools despise getting the wisdom and knowledge. To some people, it's all a get what I want right now type scheme. I don't want to do it the honest way, the right way. I just want to get ahead real quick. And I've had thoughts like that in my younger days, man. I just want to be good, man. I want to have me a nice little job. I want to have my own little place going. I want to have everything set out for me. But sometimes those things might not be meant for you. Maybe your glory, maybe your good things are going to be in the kingdom of heaven. That's when you're gonna have your mansion. That's when you're gonna have all your nice jewels laid out, your best garments. The finest of the finest of everything. You're gonna have your own cattle, your own garden, your own servants. That's when you're gonna have that glorious life. You know, that's what we gotta hope for then. We shouldn't be stuck on trying to live such a glorious lives right now in this kingdom. Our doing should be keeping the commandments, listening to the scriptures, staying in the word, fellowshipping with one another, and in our hopes that we make the kingdom of heaven. Not now, I want mine's now. Because it's like I say, man, those people that's out there, showing themselves off and they getting all of this praise for doing evil stuff, that the praise that people are giving you, that is your reward. That's it right there. People showing the likes on the videos with the girls dancing. You know, like liking the new rapper that just came out. He got an album about every Negro he done killed over the past 10 years. You know, that's your reward. Hey, you went platinum, okay, that's your reward, Negro. That's it. When you dead and you gone, you ain't get no reward after that. And we can't glorify any type of witness we do. We gotta remember and look at the old days. No generation of our people that trusted in the Most High, it's never failed them. It's always been a good, glorious thing. So we gotta push forward to those things as well, right? Read we stop at verse 11.
Okay, I gotta read it, verse 11.
Okay.
Okay. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sinners, and saveth in time of affliction.
Come. So like I said, just when you think, because I sure thought, that was it for me, in my time of affliction. When I got I had the little attack by some dogs, man. I didn't see no way out of that, man. It's the Most High that saved me. Yeah, I got injured, and I ain't tripping over that. But the Most High saved my life, man. Right when I needed it, my life was spared. Anybody that know anything about pit bulls, when they grab you, they're not gonna let you go. And I was dealing with two of them. It was the Most High that saved me, man. So I got to be thankful. I was in the hospital for a month after my surgery. Blood clots in my lungs. The Most High still kept me. I caught COVID 4 times, and the Most High still spared me. Still spared me. Whatever I've done, all I can say is, Most High, whatever I'm doing wrong or whatever I've done wrong, please reveal it to me. Let me know so I can get myself right.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that the Most High kept me and I still got breath in my lungs to speak, to even be here with right now, it's a blessing to me. I might not be the richest man. I might not have the best of everything, but just having your life and having another day to wake up and to still praise the Most High and to get your life back on track with the Most High and to battle through this spiritual warfare that we go through every day. That's more than gold, man. Way
That's
more.
all we need. That's all we need.
Con, that's exactly what we need. But a lot of our people are just fools and idiots, man. Anytime I see videos where people mocking the truth, people making fun of the Most High, it's as if the Most High is not real. Or when you ever see God, I bet if a hurricane or tornado hit your house or something or sweep your ass up, that's all you're gonna call on. Lord
Sure
save
enough,
me.
all the
Oh
time.
God, help
All the
me.
time. Calling
Exactly.
God, they mama, and
God,
you know.
mama. Oh Lord, grandma, calling on everybody. You're gonna be sick in the Most High then.
He teaching you a lesson. He the one caused it.
Exactly. And it's the Most High that bring them judgments. The Most
They
High
don't,
brings
and
all
they
of that
don't
stuff on us.
believe. It's people that they really truly do not believe that he's a man of war and he causes these things to happen. Everything doesn't happen just because it happened because he wanted that way. They don't
Come,
believe that.
come.
Oh, he love everybody. No, he don't.
Not at all.
That ain't what this book telling me.
Come. Not at all. You got it? See, jump over to Isaiah 48:10.
Okay. You want me to read to when? From 10
Um,
to
10 to 12.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up in a little bit.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. For mine own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not forgive my glory unto another. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my called. I am he. I am the first. I also am the last.
Ain't nothing before the Most High Yahweh, and ain't nothing gonna be after the Most High Yahweh. Right. So
Amen to that.
yeah, we got, man, we got a lot of work to do within ourselves And even if you're on the right path right now, even if you're doing everything you can to staying good with the Most High, you got to continue doing it. You can't get impatient. You can't get worried. You can't be, oh man, dang, it's taking forever.
Got to
You know,
work.
yeah, you got to stay focused. And this is something that Satan is counting on a lot of our people falling off, and it is making a lot of our people turn away from the truth. I've seen people. I came in the truth probably, I want to say about 14 years ago now, and people that I met back then, when I see them now and I see that they're not in the truth, and they were in the truth before me, man, I left that Israelite stuff alone 2 years ago. Man, I ain't dealing with that. Man, all that stuff that the Bible say supposed to happen, it ain't been happening, man. Look, I ain't worried about that.
What?
You wait when it does start happening. When when them trumpets start blowing and the destruction start hitting the earth, and it's gonna be too late to turn back. The Most High told us to turn back to Him and don't delay it, man. But as I was saying, man, this is a spiritual warfare, and it's so deep. It's like you couldn't comprehend it if you don't understand the scriptures. You're not going to get it. No,
Yeah.
nobody can tell you a story about something, and you like, okay, well, yeah, I get it. You have to literally get in the scriptures to understand it, and the Most High has to open your eyes to get the understanding and the wisdom to know what's going on. It's not like them stories that they tell you about the Egyptology and how this god and this goddess and got together and had this child and it became this ruler, and it ain't that. All it is little what they call folk tales passed down from generation to generation. I
You
make
know
up a story, I tell you. Come on, go ahead.
it's like you know the funny thing when people would believe in all of this crazy shit. Like
Come on.
who made did you ever question in your mind that who made them? It has to be a higher power. You don't sit and contemplate like where do we come from? Why do you exist? Like why people don't think about that? It's someone higher than you. Everyone has to answer to somebody, and we all have to answer to that one God. And they don't believe it, so hey.
Come on. Come on. Exactly. All right. I'm gonna let you read these last few straight through. These are some stories. I do this with with the children at times. I read a bunch of precepts to them, and then we read some stories. We're gonna go to Joshua chapter 6, and we're gonna start at verse 15.
Joshua 6 and 15.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'll have you read this straight on through.
All right. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 15. And it came to pass on the seventh day that they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein. To the Lord only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her house. She and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed. When ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country, Go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman, and all that she hath, as ye swear unto her. And the young men that were spies went in, and brought out Rahab, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred, and left them without the camp of Israel. And they burnt the city with fire, and all that was therein, only the silver and the gold, and the vessels of brass and of iron, they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelleth in Israel even until this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. And Joshua adjured them at that time, saying, Cursed be the man before the Lord that riseth up and buildeth this city Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it. So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country.
Con. All right. That was verse 27, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna hold 1 second because I think Moses stepped away for a minute. But definitely, so we got orders to go do something. And when the Most High tells us to do something, he wants us to do it the exact way he says to do it. Anytime we don't do it the way he said to do it, just like he told Saul, go against the uh, uh, um against Amalek and take everybody out. Saul didn't do it exactly as how, and even though it was just one person, one soul, the king, that he spared, he didn't slaughter him. The Most High still stripped him of being a king, right? So we got to listen to the Most High's instructions exactly as he tells us to do. We can't try to create our own thing and do something new and think that we're being clever or smart in any form or fashion. We got to stay on point, on target. The Most High say, hey, go right, don't go left. He say, go up, don't go down. You know, he say, walk, don't run. We got to walk. No running. Like, I'm gonna see if I can just switch over. I don't know if Ak Moses is back yet, because we're gonna go into chapter 7, and then
Of Joshua?
and then I'm gonna end off with first Samuel. First Samuel is my last scripture I'm gonna put out there. Hold on. I'm gonna switch the host so I can get that going. Yeah, bear me 1 second. I'm gonna get the scripture up before I switch up.
You can always tell a new baby because they all cry the same.
Come. She on fire for the Most High too.
Uh-huh.
Good. Yeah. So we was at
You said Joshua chapter 7?
come. I'm about to put it up on my end and I'm gonna share the screen with y'all real quick. See Joshua 7. I'm gonna have you read this straight too. Cause I want y'all, those that's viewing. I'm not sure if y'all if you ever read this with you, but this we're gonna see how serious the Most High is and how serious we was with each other when it came to keeping the Most High's laws and doing things exactly the way Most High say. Even if it wasn't a law, like let's say the Most High um say, hey David, I want you to go pick out 2 blades of grass and burn it, and you take out 1 blade of grass and burn the 1 blade of grass. The Most High gonna be like, I said, take 2 blades of grass, not one. There's something, and people might think that's so small and so simple, like, oh, it's not that serious, but it is to the Most High.
Hmm.
If I'm saying do it this way, that's exactly what I mean. I need it to be done exactly the way I'm telling you to do it.
It's like your parents telling you, and kids do say, why? You don't ask daddy and mommy why. Why you asking the father why? Because I said so.
Ex- Man, and that's the best answer. That's all my mother had to tell me because I said so. Okay, you got it. All right, I got it
Mhm.
up. Can you see it, Joshua 7:1?
Yeah, I got it up on my screen. Yes.
Kind.
All
You can
right.
read that straight through.
Okay, we're in the book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing. For Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethaven, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai. And make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few. So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate, even unto Shebarim, and smote them in the going down. Wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide. He and the elders of Israel put dust upon their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us? Would to God we have been content and dwelt on the other side of Jordan. O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turneth their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us around, and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do until thy great name? And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up, wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face? Israel have sinned, and they also have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you any more, except ye destroy the accursed from among you. Up, sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, There is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you. In the morning, therefore, ye shall be brought according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof, and the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households, and the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he hath transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he hath wrought folly in Israel. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zarhites, And he brought the family of the Zarhites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him. And tell me now what thou hast done, hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonian garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them, and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. And they brought them unto the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones, and burned them with fire, after they had stoned them with stones. And they raised over him a great heap of stones until this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger. Wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day.
Con.
He burned the whole family?
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody.
goodness.
Everybody. So this one fool got his whole entire family killed. First they stoned him, and then they burned him. And then they burnt everything he stole with him. Right? That's why I was mentioning, when the Most High tells you to do something, do it exactly the way the Most High says to do it. Right? Now we don't get personal messages, and we will eventually, have dreams and visions where the Most High is going to show us stuff. Sometimes he might even say, hey, I might need you to reach out to somebody in a dream. Call your brother, see if he's doing okay. Got to make that call to that brother. Hey man, brother, everything good? Nah, man, I'm having some problems and issues with my wife, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to slap her, I want to chop her up or something. Oh no, nah, don't do that, man. Sometimes the Most High, could speak to you like that to do something. But in this case right here, the Most High specifically told them what to take and what not to take. So this brother thought, hey, I'm gonna be slick. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna hide it. The Most High knew he did that, and more than likely, the Most High knew he was going to do it. So it's pointless in trying to like get over the Most. I don't see why people try to do it, man. They say the Most High's eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So why try to get away with stuff from the Most High? This man got his whole family killed, and look at how they killed this man's family, and it's a righteous thing. Joshua did as the Most High commanded him to do. Very righteous. It says, and all Israel stoned him with stones and burned them, meaning his family, with fire after they had stoned them with stones.
They
So
killed the animals too. The animals ain't doing
all of them, everything, anything they got to do with that man's. The Most High is serious.
Mm.
This is something that our people don't get. They think we serve a sodomite God that's so feminine and just blonde hair and blue eye and just freaky and free with itself. Nah, the Most High is a man of war, a serious man of war. No, the real OG. Go ahead.
So what you're saying is when a man does something, he can't only think of himself. He got to think of his family, because they go after the thing you love.
Okay. That's what the Most High saying.
Mm-hmm.
So as men, we do have to be be on point That's why we need our wives to be good wives to help us stay on track. Sometimes we need it like that, you know. That's why it's bad for a man to have a woman that's always riled up and it's about her and because we got to be able to function in this society. Even back then, we had a lot of trials and tribulations that come on us. So back then, if a man got a wife, she acting up. You know, I think I showed y'all what David did with his first wife, Mikhail. She wanted to run her mouth. They be like, I ain't got time for that. Man, I'm gonna have all them other women you talking about, and he got all of them. You know, not only that, after that, he got Abigail, and I think it was two of her handmaids he got. David wasn't playing with no women, man. You know, Solomon, he was more foolish because he was with other nations of women, and he allowed them to mislead him. That's one of the bad things with Solomon, you know. But we gotta follow suit with the Most High. As a man, you can get your whole family killed. And what David did, what he did with Bathsheba, though the Most High didn't punish all of them and kill David because nobody else knew, but David and the Most High knew this. The firstborn son that he was supposed to have with Bathsheba, the Most High took that son, took the life of that child. But David accepted it. He knew he was wrong. He repented. And from there, David, as long as David had his kingdom, he was the ruler of his kingdom. You know, he ruled over Israel. He had to go to war often. You know, but it didn't stop him from honoring the Most High. And David was he was glad and joyful in his heart that the Most High didn't destroy him because the Most High could have destroyed David. He really could have. But Most High knew, hey, David is a man of my own heart, man. I knew David was going to come through and change. The Most High also know we're not going to repent. So it don't make a purpose for us to try to fool God. You know, you wanna do it. Hey, yeah, Lord, I'm gonna do this. Like the Most High don't know, our wicked ass hearts, man. You know, it say that the heart is wicked. Who can know it? I'm just paraphrasing the scripture. Meaning your
Lord.
mind wicked as hell. Right.
Mm.
I got one more story like this. All right, we can go to I'm gonna pull this up. First Samuel. I'll put it up from here.
First
I'm
Samuel.
Yeah,
Okay.
First Samuel chapter 30,
Okay.
and you start at verse 1.
All right.
All
This
right.
is the book of First Samuel, chapter 30, verse 1. And it came to pass when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south and Ziklag and smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire. And had taken the women captives that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captive. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. And David's two wives were taken captives, Ahinoam the Jezreelites and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite.
Slack. Remember, Abigail was with Nabal first. I
Mhm.
mentioned earlier, Abigail was his wife first.
Mhm. Okay. Verse 6. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. And David said to Abiathar the priest, Ahimelech's son, I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought thither the ephod to David. And David inquired at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Besor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and 400 men, For 200 abode behind, which were so faint that they could not go over the brook Besor. And they found an Egyptian in the field, and brought him to David, and gave him bread, and he did eat. And they made him drink water. And they gave him a piece of cake of figs, and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit came again to him. For he had eaten no bread, nor drunk any water, 3 days and 3 nights. And David said unto him, To whom belongest thou? And whence art thou? And he said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant to an Amalekite, and my master left me, because 3 days agone I fell sick. We made an invasion upon the south of the Cherethites, and upon the coast which belongeth to Judah, and upon the south of Caleb, and we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, Canst thou bring me down to this company? And he said, Swear unto me by God that thou wilt neither kill me, nor deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will bring thee down to this company. And when he had brought him down, behold, they were spread abroad upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all the great spoil that they had taken out of the land of the Philistines and out of the land of Judah. And David smote them from the twilight even unto the evening of the next day, and there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men which rode upon camels and fled. And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all. And David took all the flocks and the herds, which they drave before those other cattle, and said, This is David's spoil. And David came to the 200 men, which were so faint that they could not follow David, whom they had made also to abide at the brook Besor. And they went forth to meet David, and to meet the people that were with him. And when David came near to the people, he saluted them. Then answered all the wicked men and men of Belial, of those that went with David, and said, Because they went not with us, we will not give them aught of the spoil that we have recovered, save to every man his wife and his children, that they may lead them away and depart. Then said David, Ye shall not do so, my brethren, with that which the Lord hath given us, who have preserved us and delivered the company that came against us into our land. For who will hearken unto you in this matter? But as his part is that goeth down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarrieth by the stuff. They shall part alike. And it was so that day forward that he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel unto this day. And when David came to Ziklag, he sent of the spoil unto the elders of Judah, even to his friends, saying, Behold, a present for you of the spoil of the enemies of the Lord. To them which were in Bethel, and to them which were in South Ramoth, and to them which were in Jattir, and to them which were in Aurora, and to them which were in Sifmoth, and to them which were in Eshmatoah, and to them which were in Rakal, and to them which were in the cities of the Jerahmeelites, and to them which were in the cities of the Kenites, and to them which were in Hormah, and to them which were in Chorashan, and to them which were in Achak, and to them which were in Hebron, and to all the places where David himself and his men were wont to haunt.
Come. All praise, all praise. Right? So this is a different situation. David was a man that listened to the Most High. So when all of these children were taken, these wives were taken, men's families was torn apart by these other nations, the Most High got the green light. I'm sorry, David got the green light from the Most High to go ahead and get his people back, get his wives back, right? So David went to rescue his two wives. For all the sisters that hate to hear that, God gave David permission to go save his family, his wives, and the children, right? So this is the opposite of when you do listen to the Most High, right? The Most High is with you, because David could have easily, went out there and got slaughtered. If he wasn't a person that was diligent to the Most High, he could have easily just fell by the sword, and his wife would have got killed, the children would have got killed, everybody that they took would have been slaughtered. But because of David's faith to the Most High Yahweh, Most High saying that he prospered when he went to go ahead and retrieve everything back from these folks, man. I said we gotta look at stories like this, and we was just reading in Joshua chapter 7, and we gotta make up our minds, from this day, like, yo, I want to do what the Most High says. Just because, hey, if I'm ever in trouble, if I'm in dire need, or somebody comes and rises against me, the Most High going to deliver my enemies in my hand, and I'm going to be on top. I'm not gonna fall by their sword. I'm gonna prosper. This is the type of mind state we gotta have, and this is why we can't give into the ways of this world. You give into the ways of this world, when this kingdom crumbles, and you for this kingdom and you with this kingdom, you're gonna fall and crumble with it. The Most High not gonna save you out of it. You ain't been listening to nothing. If the Most High will allow a man in this whole entire family to get stoned with stones and then burnt just for taking some goods, man, taking some stuff that he told them not to do. He told them what to take, what they could have, and everything else leave. Don't take the abominable things. Leave it there, and they took it anyway. You know, they decided not to listen, and then we see what happened with them. As opposed to David, David listened. David was able to retrieve and not only help himself out, but other Israelites in this situation, man. He helped them retrieve all their stuff. Everybody got their stuff back. Families were restored and everything. But this was the last story I had. I had to go with this lesson today. As always, I always got to say, praise to the Most High, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Those that's viewing this video later on, I want to say, y'all can definitely drop comments. Sometimes I do get comments and questions. Not often. It's rare, but they always welcome. I never block no comment. So if somebody think the scriptures is off, somebody think, hey, we just reading some comic book or something. Trust and believe, man. If y'all Israel, follow the Most High. Listen, and you're gonna see how you're gonna prosper. And if you don't follow the Most High, listen. I don't care how beautiful you are as a woman. I don't care how much money you got as a man. I don't care how many businesses you own as a woman, how nice your face look, your body, everything. None of that stuff is gonna matter when the destruction come. You and your BBL, or even if you a natural, gonna get burnt up in the nuclear fire, right? And all of those ballers, those big time dudes that don't think they need the Most High, all your weaponry, your money, your fancy cars, your jewelry, your houses, you know, whatever
Mhm,
whatever goodly things you got in this world, it's gonna be burnt up in thermonuclear fire.
mhm,
And it ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna to save you out of that, right? We,
mhm,
as a matter of fact, I even got to say this too. The other nations even have a better chance of making it to be servants than we do as Israelites being inheriting the kingdom, because we're going to get the judgment first.
mhm,
So it's very detrimental for us to be in order now. Don't wait till you get in a bad situation and then you want to cry out to the Most High. Never do that. Just like a child should always listen to his parents, his or her parents. Always. Don't wait till, because when you're a child and you're disobedient, and I was a child, and I had my times where I didn't listen, and when I needed my parents to have my back, even if I was right at that time, they was already believing I was lying. So they didn't have my back. So I had to reverse that. I had to continue showing a straight line of good. And it takes a longer time for people to see the good in you, especially when you do bad things.
You had to
Nobody
redeem
wants to see it. Exactly. Because don't nobody want to see you doing it,
Right.
man. Man, you just a wicked nigga. I ain't listening to you, man. But I'm honest. I tell you, I didn't steal it. I didn't do this. Man, nigga, you stole it. You always doing something. It ain't a time that you ain't into no mischief. All it takes is that one time. You know, you can be good your whole life. Make that one mistake. It's like what you
Oh,
about to say,
you'll
sister?
never. You our people are so unforgiving because once you do something, you always doing it.
Come,
You
come,
you, you can't redeem yourself with them. A lot of times you cannot redeem yourself.
come. Right? They don't want to hit it at all, man. Right? But this verse two, because I've had people ask me about this story in general, and I brought this out, many times. I spoke about it, but I never actually put it on any lesson or anything. But yes, for sisters that don't believe it, this David rescued his two wives. Yeah, I see it in the scripture right there. First Samuel chapter 30, verse
Mhm.
18.
One would say that, oh yeah, he wrestled them 2 hours. He could have just got 2 more. Left it
Yeah,
right there and
but
got 2 more.
just like the Most High, hey, it's other Israelites. The Most High can just
Right,
let you
right.
you drown,
Mhm,
let you
mhm,
die. It's like a lot more Israelites. I got 12 tribes now. Remember, yeah.
mhm.
But the
He have
Most High
mercy on who he want to have mercy on.
come.
Mhm.
Just like when Yahweh Shai spoke about having if one of your sheep was to run away, would you not go find them? You're gonna go back and get that one sheep. You got the 99, you're gonna get that one.
Oh, Salaki, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I uh Quatazi, I first answered, he asked me that question. He said, if one sheep get away, will you leave the flock to go get him? I said, no, he's short dog. He left. And then I really, as I'm getting deeper into it, I now understand, the all the sheep that's gathered together, they are safe because they're a whole lot of them. So that one, you can go get them. The other ones will be fine.
Come.
That's the way I look
Okay.
at it now. But I did say that. I said he's short. He's short.
Yeah, I know
He
you
just
was
got
just
away.
joking. Yeah, I know you was joking,
Mhm.
but definitely, man, like that's what the most I want us to do, man. That's why you got brothers out there teaching on the highways and byways. Most High compelling us to come in. Once he once the remnant is collected, then
Mhm.
every this word go out to everybody. Everybody get a chance, whether they're going to hear it or they're going to ignore it. Hey, then we're gonna start saying that these prophecies kick up even more, and then they're gonna happen back to back. Them trumpets start blowing. It's not gonna stop. You're gonna have destruction after destruction. You're gonna think it's over. You're gonna breathe, and boom, this whole place Babylon gonna just be wiped away. Desolate, as the scriptures say, man. Ain't be nothing here no more.
Um, I don't know. I gotta admit, I don't got a lot of hope that our people gonna wake up in time.
Yeah, well, it
I
say
really
two
don't have a
thirds.
lot of hope. Yeah, yes, that's not a lot compared to how many gonna be destroyed. At the last minute, everybody go, oh, all of a sudden you gonna wake up, and you've been asleep this whole time, and you just woke up. We can't
I,
do things together. It's a shame, to say that, but they not a lot of people. They just not gonna wake up.
Come.
Mhm.
yeah, Salakia, but
Mhm.
look at it this way though. We're an innumerable number, right? We can't be counted.
Mhm.
So count 1/3 of that. You can't count
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah,
Come.
truly, a lot of people are gonna pass, but a lot of people gonna make it. So
Hmm.
I can't count a third of a number I don't know.
Right.
You know,
Hmm.
Come. Exactly.
and y'all were talking earlier about the 100 sheep, right?
Oh
Hmm.
How
yeah.
many times do I have to count to make sure I got that 99? I need a little help.
Nah.
Calculator. I need for them to get numbers. I need for them to stand in groups of 10. You
Hmm.
know?
Oh yeah. Nah.
Hmm.
Oh, exactly, man. Yeah, man. We got to defeat that inner idiot, inner fool we got in ourselves, man, and keep them away from us, man. Like
It is
I'll tell
true.
you.
Sisters, I mean, I'm a woman, but they really rack my nerves. I'm like, y'all you just don't get it. You don't get it. And they the worst ones. You know,
Con,
I can't take up for our sisters. I can't. I haven't met any.
You did
Only
earlier.
one I
You
know.
did earlier.
Oh,
He ain't say all
oh,
that.
I was speaking about for the ones that's woke like me.
I know, I
Okay.
know, I know.
con,
But I'm well open to the sisters that's woke. But where are they?
man.
Where are they? Where art thou? Okay.
Scattered abroad. I just like the sisters are scattered more than the brothers. They say the four corners of the earth. It's like sisters in every other corner somewhere.
hmm
It's hard, man. Like
They
I
look
said,
they look at me like I made a wrong decision. Everything well, I'm out. I get people that smile at me. They look at me very strange, like what I have on, my hair wrap and my fringes, and a lot of people admire it. But then most of it be them young ones. They be looking at me like laughing, like it's funny or whatever. I don't care. That's what I mean. It's these young ones, these real young ones.
like you made a bad decision or something.
Yeah, and they half naked. Got
Yeah,
the lashes on, the colors in their hair, the weave, all of them things. And I'm looking at you. I mean, I didn't do all of that when I before I got woke, but I used to look at them even then. I said, "What? Why is all that necessary?" It's not necessary. And women really do it for other women because real men don't even like that stuff. I know that.
yeah.
I want to get compliments from they sis for the other ignorant women with them. They all a bunch. They gotta be sticking together. And then if you don't do what they do, you out. You cast out. So it's fine.
Con.
It's fine.
Yeah. But I've seen many sisters come in the truth and fall out, or been there before I got in the truth and fall away. But this is a prophecy too. It's gonna be a great falling away, and it's happening. You know,
Mhm.
it's happening. I think I showed y'all a video last week with a sister that I knew she was in the truth before me. Husband
Oh
been in the
yeah,
truth
yeah.
for over say about 30 years now.
Mhm.
The brother, good teacher, man. And I've been around. I learned stuff
Her
from him.
husband's still in it, or it's
Oh
just her
yeah,
that went out?
no,
Oh, okay.
he's still in it. He's still in it. It's not really a lot of time that the men fall out of the truth. It's mainly that the women do. If you do have brothers that fall out of the truth, they following the women. They got
Mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm,
the Adam mentality that they gotta follow their wives. And
mm-hmm.
though Adam didn't follow his wife to the extent the way he really did some crazy stuff, you know. But it's as far as the women going off, they got brothers. You could look up online where his sister talking and her husband is like cheering for her, like she did a good thing. That right, baby. You tell him what happened
Mm-hmm.
with them. They talking about we gonna have slaves. Oh yeah, and the Israelites, and they're talking about we're gonna have slaves and we're gonna get back at the oppressors and they making it seem like it's such a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you got to work for other nations? You go to work, you paying bills, so you get a job just to turn your money right back over to the same people that you got it from.
Mm-hmm.
You can't collect rainwater. It's so bad to do that. The white man didn't make no rain. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
you got to pay for land. You got to buy this. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to trust people with your food. That don't really mean you no good at all. And the most I say, everybody's supposed to have their own land and their own food supply. We was in Egypt as slaves with our own cattle. We had our own everything as slaves. But
Mm-hmm.
with Mr. Esau, we going to captivity to them. They take everything. Even when the Babylonians was in power, we still had our own cattle and everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Medes and Persians, we still had our own everything. In the Medes and Persian, if you look at the movie 300, they said, hey, from Xerxes, look, man, y'all keep your land and everything. We just want you to bow down and recognize us as the supreme powers right now. That's all we want you to do. We ain't taking none of your land or your women or none of that. Acknowledge us as we the we the power. We strong. That was that. But
Yeah.
this kingdom, like I said, it's never been a wicked rulership like this in existence.
It's crazy. I remember the days when we didn't have to pay for water. Now we
Come,
paying for water and sewer. That's a utility charge that goes along with your apartment or whatever house you have. Like
come.
y'all own the water, y'all made the water.
Yeah,
You gonna charge us for something that God put on the earth for everybody to have?
come.
It's crazy. You know, you get charged by how many times that water go down the drain. That's how they charge you. That meter. That's what it measures. How many times it go down the drain.
Just wicked,
You can
man.
imagine.
Wicked, wicked. Yeah, this is hell. This ain't no good kingdom or nothing. This is hell, and it's always been hell for us. You read the
Mhm.
Constitution, all men are created equally. Nah, that sure wasn't talking about us. Sure as hell. But I guess they had to do that because when the Bible say, man, the Most High chose us Israel, He ain't done it with no other nation but us. I guess they had to do that to make mockery.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm.
Lock
man.
here, y'all.
Come
I'm
on, go.
about to head out.
All right, Doc Moses.
Um,
All
make
right.
sure y'all go and pray before y'all eat.
Come.
You know,
Always.
just to thank the Most High, you know, for getting us through this day, Day of Atonement. You know, I was looking forward to this day. You know, afflicted myself. I'm definitely
Mhm.
afflicted.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. I'm about to shut it down myself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so because last year I wanted to start eating, like you know, just nibbling on something just to get my my energy up, and then I was like, oh shoot, I should have prayed, rushing. I was like, I gotta take my time. This year I gotta remember to go and pray, and then go to that fridge.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Come, it's all good. Yeah, but again, I want to thank everybody for coming on. The water, Aqua from the die, always for reading for me.
No
Always
problem.
appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Kind
The
of
water,
AQ,
the water.
Rob, definitely, man. To my wife, Amawanya, she sitting up here, and she tired. The babies do drain a lot, take a lot out of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You earned her rest.
The
God,
mighty
God,
woman. Mighty woman.
There you go.
God, God, man. All right, y'all, I'm gonna stop this recording.
King Shalom, Shalom. Everybody have a happy Sabbath Shabbat.